Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Food Science and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about fermentation in food processing. So, definition. Fermentation is a chemical transformation of organic substances into simpler compounds by action of enzymes, complex organic catalysts, which are produced by microorganisms such as molds, yeasts, or bacteria. The other definition is fermentation in food processing is the process of converting carbohydrates to alcohol or organic acids using microorganisms like yeasts or bacteria under anaerobic conditions. So let us move towards the introduction part. First of all, fermentation is a technology that utilizes the growth and metabolic activities of microorganisms for the preservation and transformation of food materials. During food fermentation, the growth of spoilage and pathogenic organisms is inhibited by the metabolites generated by the fermenting organisms, thereby extending the shelf life of perishable produce. For instance, during lactic acid fermentation, lactic acid bacteria synthesize metabolites such as lactic acid, acetic acid, carbon dioxide, ethanol, hydrogen peroxide, bacteriocins, and antimicrobial peptides, which synergistically suppress the survival and growth of pathogenic and spoilage microorganisms. Besides preservation, fermentation imparts characteristic aroma, flavor, texture, and nutritional profile into food. Thus, although ancient civilization developed fermentation primarily as a way of preserving perishable agricultural produce, the technology has evolved beyond preservation into a tool for creating desirable organoleptic profiles in foods and improving their palatability. Next, moving towards concepts of fermentation in food. Fermentation is a natural metabolic process in which microorganisms convert carbohydrates into either alcohol or acid. Through these conversions, certain microorganisms play a role in two of the most important functions of food processing: food preservation and food safety. Fermentative bacteria, yeasts and molds preserve foods by producing metabolites such as lactic acid, acetic acid, propionic acid, ethanol, and bacteriocins that suppress the growth of spoilage of microorganisms and pathogenic microorganisms that are naturally present in foods. Lot of fermented foods are actually safe for consumption because there is an antagonism. Fermentative microorganisms also enhance the organoleptic properties of foods. For all foodborne microorganisms, certain factors either promote their growth or inhibit it. Temperature, water activity, oxygen, nutrition, and pH value, that is level of alkaline and acidity, are for all foodborne microorganisms. Certain factors promote their growth or inhibit it. Factors that affect microbial growth. Fermentative microbes preserve foods and make them safe for consumption by increasing either acid content or alcohol content of foods or reducing the water activity of foods, also aiding the fermentation process in the food's concentration or level of salt or sugar, both of which help retard microbial growth. These factors affect microorganisms differently. For example, most bacteria require a lot of water for growth. As a result, when we have fresh produce with pH values close to neutral, we expect bacterial growth. Yeasts and molds are two groups of microorganisms that can tolerate more acidic conditions and more salt and more sugar than bacteria. So, when your salad dressing, jams and fruits go bad, it's mostly because of yeasts and molds. But with other foods that have a pH close to neutral, which is about 7, most of them time they go bad from bacterial growth, which is desirable fermentation, in which specific food products are the results, require manipulation of those foods to ensure that the right fermentative microorganisms grow in particular substrates. Then moving towards the fermentative protagonist. Some of the most important microbes are producing desirable fermentations are lactic acid bacteria. As their name implies, lactic acid bacteria metabolize carbohydrates into lactic acid and other byproducts. Homofermentative lactic acid bacteria produce only lactic acid, and the byproduct of heterofermentative lactic acid bacteria are lactic acid, acetic acid, ethyl alcohol, and carbon dioxide. They also tolerate high salt concentration in the presence of organic acids such as lactic acid, acetic acid. The pH of the food goes down. Foodborne pathogens have a hard time growing under those conditions. Lactic acid bacteria lower the pH of a product but also produce some very unique flavors. Some of the foods produced to lactic acid bacteria fermentation are sourdough bread, chocolate, pickles, sauerkraut, sausage, sour cream and yogurt. But not all fermentation by lactic acid bacteria is desirable. In certain situations such as vegetable fermentations, such as making sauerkraut or pickles, you want to have lactic acid bacteria active, fermenting the sugars into lactic acid. But in other situations, they can cause spoilage because they cause off flavor and off odors. And then all of a sudden, the sauerkraut doesn't smell right and doesn't taste right. Or in breweries and cideries and wineries, you can get the same type of bacteria growing at that rate, creates all sorts of off flavors, off aromas. Bacteria. While only a few bacteria species can tolerate acidic environments, most yeasts are tolerant of lower pH values and higher concentrations of salt and sugar. Thus, foodborne yeasts are naturally present in low acid foods but can be involved in the fermentation of both acidic and non-acidic foods. Perhaps the most beneficial yeasts for fermentation are members of genus Saccharomyces, which metabolize sugar into ethanol and carbon dioxide. The ethanol kills most of the other microbes in products of Saccharomyces fermentation. These microorganisms are involved in the production of beer, firm wine, bourbon, whiskey, vodka and other distilled spirits. Saccharomyces are also certain essential in the production of bread. Similarly to yeast, molds are highly tolerant of low pH and high concentration of salt and sugar, but have lower requirement for water activity. Both yeasts and molds are fungi, but unlike fermentative yeasts and bacteria, foods fermented by molds are less abundant. Mold generally play a greater role in food spoilage because it can colonize and grow on most type of foods tolerating environments with pH values of 2 to 8.5. But certain molds are all Aspergillus and Penicillium extend shelf life and improve the color, flavor and texture of dairy plants and meat products. In many cases, molds are responsible for secondary fermentation by bacteria or yeast. Molds are usually very important in Asian fermented foods, but usually when we use mold culture for fermentation purpose, we tend to have bacteria and yeasts in the mixture as well. Mold fermented foods are camembert and gorgonzola cheeses, tempeh miso, soy sauce, salami and European sausages. Only rarely does a fermented food go bad from a safety point of view. It depends on the food of course, and it depends on how it was actually processed. For instance, if you are trying to make sauerkraut and you don't add any salt, then you have an anaerobic environment with a high pH vegetable. The potential recipe for a absolute disaster. The salt will help inhibit some of the pathogens. What happens more often with fermented foods, wines, beer, cider and so on is that you get something growing in those foodstuffs, the producers of flavors and of aromas. The food is still edible, but it doesn't taste really good. For example, Brettanomyces causes off flavors and off odors in red wine. It's one of those funny organisms that with little amount of it, some of winemakers like some of the sensory characteristics. Now let us move towards the producers. Besides food preservation and food safety, the bacteria, yeasts and molds involved in desirable food fermentation perform other functions. They increase the amount of raw materials that can be used as food by removing anti-nutritional or toxic factors, enhance the bioavailability of nutrients by altering the chemical constituents of raw materials, transform or remove the allergenic components of certain foods, rendering such foods by people with food allergies or intolerance, and provide food security, income and employment for people around the world. Here list of products of fermentation process. These are wine, beer, lactic acid, vinegar, yogurt, cheese, sauerkraut, kimchi, pepperoni, bread, idli, natto, miso and so on. Just have a look at these products. Let us move towards the benefits of fermented foods. Number 1. Increase in varieties. Fermented foods increase the variety of foods that are available, adding to our diet as a groups of highly nutritious products with unique characteristics. These are, for example, about 1,000 different types of cheese. Second one is used as ingredients. Fermented foods form important ingredients for a wide variety of dishes and are often used to impact special flavors. Example, pepperoni in pizzas, including soups and soy sauce and stir-fry dishes. important. Third one is important in nutritional quality. The fermentation process may improve the nutritional quality of raw material. For example, tape fermentation doubles the protein content of cassava and increases the level of essential amino acid. The presence of yeasts in fermentation food will increase the vitamin B content. Anti-nutritional factors such as phytase, glucosinolates and lentins may be removed by fermentation process. Fermentation may produce an increase in the availability of minerals. The fourth benefit is fermentation often preserves a raw material, improving safety with regard to foodborne pathogens and increasing shelf life. It compares the shelf life of raw milk, which will be only for few days, with the shelf life of yogurt, which will be for several days. The fifth benefit, health benefits. Some fermented foods are said to have definite, although the scientific evidence for this is limited. Reports suggest that fermented milk products such as yogurt can help avoid cancer, especially those associated with the colon. Bio-yogurt are said to have a restorative effects on the gut microflora, assisting recovery of a normal, balanced flora. Oral antibiotic therapy. The sixth benefit is that will improve digestibility. Some fermented food are most easily digested than the original raw material. People who cannot digest lactose properly, that shows lactose intolerance, can often consume some types of fermented dairy products, particularly yogurt, without harmful effects. Lactose intolerance is due to the absence of enzymes galactosidase in digestive juices, which converts lactose to glucose and galactose. Ingestion of dairy products leaves unabsorbed lactose in gut, which is fermented by normal gut flora, giving flatulence, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. The fermentation of milk converts the harmful lactose to more easily digested lactose and the beta-galactosidase in liver starter culture organisms appears to assist in the digestion of any residual lactose. Legume example, soya bean contain oligosaccharides such as stachyose, which are fermented in the gut to give gas and the associated socially embarrassing flatus. The oligosaccharides are broken down to readily digestible monosaccharides and disaccharides during malt fermentation of legumes, thus removing the problem. Then moving on to some applications of this fermented food. Number 1. In the production of organic solvents such as citric and lactic acid. Number 2. Production of foods and food products such as oggi, fufu, curry, pizza, bread, wine, beer, etc. Number 3. Production of condiments such as iru. Number 4. Production of dairy products such as yogurt, butter, milk, sour cream. Number 5. In the processing of meat and fish to refine products like sausage, cured hams, fish sauce like sausages. Number 6. In production of beverages and related products such as beer, olive vinegar, palm wine, etc. So that's all for today, guys. If you like this video, please do like, comment and share, and subscribe to my channel for get notified for the upcoming videos only about food science and technology. Take care. And yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram. ID will be in my description box. Thank you so much. Take care.